Live from the Business RadioX studio inside Renaissance Bank, the bank that specializes in understanding you. It's time for North Fulton Business Radio.
And hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of North Fulton Business Radio. I'm John Ray, and folks, we are broadcasting from inside Renaissance Bank in beautiful Alpharetta. And folks, if you're looking for a better experience, for banking experience for your business, if you've been big banked, and you know what I mean by that, you've got a bank that treats you as a number. Well, here's a suggestion. Go to renaissancebank.com and check them out. There's a reason why they've been voted in the top 10 of banks nationwide by Forbes magazine. I think it's because they do business in a personal way, but they're big enough to handle pretty much any need you can throw at them as a business. That's my experience. So go to renaissancebank.com and check them out. I think you'll be glad you did. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, member FDIC. And now I want to welcome Pedram Afshar. Pedram is co-founder and CEO of Amaka.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, it's great to have you here, Pedram. So let's talk a little bit about you and your company. How are you serving folks out there?
Sure. So Amaka is an API-driven automation platform that helps small businesses save time and money. So our North Star, in everything we do, we build software, micro apps, some people call them, to save small business time and money.
Wow. You've got my attention on that. I think everyone else's too. Let's talk a little bit about you and your background. What makes you passionate about this field?
Look, I'm Australian, so I'm an Australian entrepreneur that's moved to the US. My background was in banking, business banking and commercial banking. So I did work several years as a banker. And look, my passion for small business has probably come from that part of my work. Working with small businesses is basically the engine of any strong economy. They employ a lot of people. They're hardworking. They're making money for themselves and their families. So there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of good that comes out of small business. And being passionate about it, we've built lots of tools in Amaka that help small businesses save money in their day-to-day admin, into day-to-day financial functions.
So we were talking about this before we came on the air, but I want to bring this up because we've got pride here in Atlanta about how we attract entrepreneurs. So tell the story about how you got here.
Yeah, look, it was just during the pandemic, and there was a move that we had to make to come to the US market and expand because we were growing so much here. And I chose Atlanta for a couple of reasons. It was pretty good from a restriction perspective during that period. I've got a family, I've got kids, and I need some space. Mm-hmm. And, having some of the functions of going to school and all of these things mattered to me. Also, I have a couple of family members here in Atlanta who raved about how good it is, and it's proven out to be correct. Enjoying being here for the last 7 months and really enjoying it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We love hearing those stories. So particularly a company that chose Atlanta over San Francisco, Silicon Valley, and all these other places you could have gone. So thank you for coming, and we're glad you're here. Let's talk about, I guess, the different problems that you solve. I mean, there are a lot of different automation opportunities in businesses. Where have you placed your emphasis?
Look, it's really the emphasis has come from where we've started, and I'll just explain this so it can be understood in layman terms and not in technical terms. So systems, small businesses have multiple systems that they run to operate their business. Their two main systems are usually their e-commerce platform, like a Shopify, or their point of sale, like a Square point of sale. Mm-hmm. And they need to get that data in a coherent manner into their accounting package, like their QBO, Intuit, system or Xero or whatever system that they use.
Yeah, QuickBooks Online.
Correct.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
QuickBooks Online.
Yep.
And what we do is we basically integrate the two systems and automate that function of data transfer amongst those two systems. In addition to that, we work with payment integrations, automating payments, getting people to be paying faster. We do signature automation with DocuSign, and we've got many clients all around the globe that use us for different means. Mm-hmm. But effectively, we leverage APIs to provide an automation that saves time and money. And that's our North Star with everything that we build. They're micro apps. The goal is that if you pay us, you've saved lots of time and money, which outweighs the amount that you've paid us.
Right. And so I guess the question is, I mean, Intuit's a big company. Xero's a pretty big company and growing pretty rapidly. Why haven't these companies made this integration as with Stripe, for example? Why haven't they made this integration? Yeah,
look, for example, like we are Square's main provider of integrations, and we work very closely with Square, and we're their main integration provider for Xero, MYOB, also QBO, and others in the European market. And generally speaking, the reason that they haven't built it themselves or they haven't necessarily ventured into that space is because of the depth of automation that is required and the understanding from a SMB perspective. Shallow integrations are, neither here or there because they just pull sales data. But what we do is we really adhere to the tax rules. We take payroll data, inventory data. We provide options to categorize invoices to make them into one invoice or whatever the business owner or the accountant want. So it's the depth of integration. Another section of it is the support. We provide fantastic support on call, either via email or phone, or you can jump in on a Zoom call. So you're guided through the setup process. If you encounter any issues, you can contact our support team, who will be glad to help you in any way that possible.
So what you're talking about here, and I said Stripe, I meant Square, sorry, in integrating data from Square, transactions from Square into your accounting system is really being able to save all the time that's involved in inputting all that information, right?
Yes. So there's for example, for our Square integration into Xero, there's two sections. It's the sales data and the data that is collected from the Square terminal, and then transporting that across to your accounting package, saving you time. And it's free. That one is actually free. So there's not even any money exchange. Square has provided that to their customer base for free, which is a big shout out to Square for being such supporter of their sellers.
Sure.
In addition to that, we have a payment integration. So if you have your Xero connected to your Square and you're issuing invoices, we have a pay now functionality built into those invoices that allow for seamless payment and reconciliation of payment within your Xero. So again, that one is free also to all Square customers, and it just allows you to collect money faster, digitize your invoices, allowing for pay now functionality. And if they use that pay now functionality, no reconciliation process, which I'm sure a lot of accountants right now going, yes, amazing.
Absolutely. Well, and it keeps financials more real time, which has tremendous value, just beyond time and money, has a lot of, there's a lot of something great for the business owner to be able to have real-time financials to be able to manage from, right?
You've hit the nail on the head. So in terms of data and reconciling your books and keeping them up to date, it's one of the main factors in a successful business, especially with a small business. Because you don't have the manpower to maintain or stay on top of every single aspect of data within your business, you need to have that seamless interaction between the multiple systems. And going back to the core of what we do, we do save time and money, but then there's a whole lot of additional benefits that come from it. Having your financials up to date, making sure you're organized, and keeping you across multiple systems. And a user, so a business owner might be really focused on their Square terminal, but that data needs to feed into their accounting to give their accountant visibility over how their performance is tracking, how much money they're making, and so on. So having those systems in sync allows you and your trusted partners within the business, be it your accountant or whoever else in the business, bookkeeper, to know exactly where everything is sitting.
Yeah, folks, we're here chatting. This is fascinating to me. Pedram Afshar is with us, folks. Amaka is the name of his company. He's the CEO and co-founder of the company. So I guess talk about I want to go 40,000 feet for a second, and let's talk about just kind of the state of automation for small business and where that sits, because I think we hear in the small business world, even medium-sized businesses hear a lot about automation, but maybe it's still something to be grasped out there somewhere that's not quite here today.
Yeah, look, from a 40,000 feet view, I think it's really important to look with a bit of perspective on this question. Even 5-10 years ago, when it came to accounting functions, integrations into bank accounts, getting live data, that was all very new. Mm-hmm. And now it's standard practice. And that's a form of automation, right? Pulling in data, reconciling payments, removing a lot of that manual reconciliation process. And I think where we see automation going into small business is that we companies like us, companies like others, they're removing manual tasks to allow businesses to add more value to their customer base and run more efficiently from a productivity perspective. Where this leads for small businesses, there's a lot of pontification from various people on having no more employment or no more jobs for people just more generally. But I think it's all a bit of a gradual process. But where it leads, my assumption is that it will lead to full automation in some areas of the economy. And SMBs need to be careful and focused on making sure that they're future-proofing their business mm-hmm. and not falling behind. Because if your competitor is, running great automation software, is streamlined with the data flows, and then now is looking at optimizing their sales and optimizing their product, they're going to run far more efficiently than you. And if you're not taking that seriously, it might bite you in the backside. Mm.
You mentioned how Square has really made this automation easy from where they sit and their transaction flow. Where do the big legacy banks, for example, stand? I mean, where are they making it easier? And I would think it's a competitive advantage for a bank that's really out there with this and making it easy for their customers. But do they see it that way?
Yeah, great question. Look, Square is a great example of a modern financial institution and a company that truly does care about their customers, and I've seen that firsthand. And their sellers all do use the product very well. I think bringing it back to that traditional banking perspective, the adoption of technology by banks has been fast, but it's always been from a very reactive position. Mm-hmm. So generally speaking, traditional banks have given you apps and multiple other things, but they're still very reactive with the products and how you interact with them. A company or a bank like Square or a financial institution like Square is incredibly proactive. So they engage with you to provide products such as Amaka's integration with Xero and MYOB for free mm-hmm. to make your business more efficient. So that kind of forward thinking about saying, hey, if my customer is thriving, I'm thriving, mm-hmm. Is something that traditional banks need to really take a note of. And I'm sure they are, but it's just, it's a cultural thing. It's whether they can ramp up their product development, or whether they can change their teams in the way that they think in terms of rolling out products.
So I'm curious, you've got some thoughts about customer service as a differentiation. That's not probably what people are expecting to hear when they hear about automation and AI and what have you. Where does customer service come in all this?
Look, it's something that is very close to my heart in terms of serving sellers. We have an amazing customer support team serving our customers around the globe. So we've got 35,000 businesses that use our platform. We have customers in Europe, US, Australia, Canada, and so on. And we support all of them with the greatest of service. And effectively, we believe that by providing that level of service, we not only win the trust of that customer to be coming back to us for additional products, which we have, it also leads to our software getting better, because we're basically creating communication loops. So any interaction with the customer is an opportunity to extract data or an insight about the product, about how it's implemented, about what it does. So if you really build those processes internally within your business and really focus on the service side, your product will improve and the positioning of your business will improve, because you have a constant feed of information from end users. Hey, I don't like this thing, or hey, this thing doesn't work. And you're keeping really close to them. If you create, the more gaps you create between you and your customer, the worse your journey is going to be.
All right. Right. And I think people sometimes think of that, business owners think about that just in terms of people, and the gaps that exist with people, but process creates a gap.
Yes. And look, in addition to that, it's kind of an ego thing, right? If you're collecting negative feedback all the time, and you're not rectifying it, you want to stay away from it.
Right.
We embrace it. So if there is negative feedback, we embrace it and we fix it. There was a recent review. So we've got 500 5-star reviews on the Xero marketplace, and I'd suggest everyone to have a go and have a look at it. We had a review recently, committed to solution. So this is
Wow.
and I said, this is one of our values, and sent it across to the team. So there was a customer that they used the system and by their own words incorrectly, so they connected up differently. But the team was so committed to finding a solution, has gone back and gone above and beyond what was required to make sure that there was a solution. And that's the level of service that we want to provide every single time. And by staying that close, you get the negatives, you get majority of positives, and then you learn from those negatives and make sure that they come up less and less by fixing them.
So you have got a service or an app. I'll let you describe what it is. FitBiz. Talk to folks about what FitBiz is all about.
Sure. Like, everyone's got a fitness tracker right now for their personal health. I personally use iWatch to track my health. Now, why wouldn't you have a fitness tracker for your business to see how it's going on a daily basis? So FitBiz was based on that concept, basically leveraging APIs again in a seamless manner. It extracts financial information from your point of sale, your payment provider, or your Shopify, e-commerce, or whatever system they use, and then gives you insights into your data. Gives you insights about how you're trading, busy periods. It gives you effective weather on your sales. It also gives you a whole lot of other insights around what's your best performing products, when they're selling, how they're selling, all in real time, just like your fitness tracker.
Wow.
And what it does in addition to that is it gives you some goals. So it gives you some stretch targets in terms of sales.
Just like your fitness tracker.
Exactly right. And it allows you to close those loops, similar to your fitness tracker, for your business. So if you're running if you're doing a workout session and you want to, get a bit ahead and burn a few more calories, similar thing. If you want to run your business more efficiently, you need that data, you need that responsiveness. You need to be able to turn on your phone and see more information about how it's running. And the really cool thing is it's got a heartbeat functionality. So as your day trading continues, as you start selling, it tracks that against your historical data and shows how your performance is improving based on historical information. So it's all very customized for the user, and it pulls thousands of endpoints to give you that holistic picture.
Wow, that's awesome. And so this is this something? Talk about how folks can access this app.
Look, it's very easy. If you go to amaka.com, you can see all of our website, all of our products. The apps are available on Apple Store and Google Store, so you can download them directly to your phone, and they've got free trials, so you can use them for a little while to get a feel for them. In terms of all our integrations, they're also all available on the website, and we have some reporting functionality, which is similar to FitBiz, but in terms of Excel formats and other data that businesses need to make decisions for their business.
And just like QBO has their communities, Xero has their communities, you're interested in working with advisors who help small businesses. So talk about that work.
Yeah, great. Look, this is an area that excites me most. It really is an area that has been growing in our business. We work with advisors all around the globe to help them with automation and choosing the right tech stack. And we list them on our website as advisors who are embracing the automation revolution. And it's something that we've been really focused on. So if you're a partner and want to be involved with Amaka, and if you're an accountant or a bookkeeper, please contact our team. We have a team here in the US, and we have a team all over in Australia and Europe. And you can be listed as part of Amaka's advisory network and be first in place for new products that we launch every month.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's terrific. And I think most advisors know by now, but for those that don't, the advantages to them, because there's some that think, oh I'm automating myself out of a job, out of my, I'm going to run my business into the ground, but nothing could be further from the truth.
Yeah, look, automation only enhances good advisors and allows them to sell much better and more profitable products and services.
Right.
In addition to that, automation just brings accuracy. It's not a matter of automating you out of the work. It's just making you a much more effective and efficient provider of a service. Fundamentally, automation is here to stay, and adapting to that emerging technology. And I think majority, as you mentioned, already know this, but adapting to that is quite interesting and quite important.
Yeah, and you're really giving advisors the ability to offer higher value services, right? I mean, when you're able to give prescriptions as opposed to simply enter transactions, you've got a much higher value practice.
Yes, and also we don't necessarily, we allow them to still provide that existing service, but in a more efficient way.
Yeah,
and also then be able to focus that time that they've saved into providing them with more high-end tools. In addition to that, we have also a lot of products for accountants and bookkeepers themselves. So a product that we recently acquired and bought, InView. InView allows accountants and bookkeepers and business owners to sync bills and invoices with their calendar or their Slack.
Oh, wow.
Channel. So they can make quick payments. They can never be delayed on payments or delayed on invoices. So you can find that also on our Amaka website, InView, where accountants are using this as an efficiency tool internally.
Wow. Anything that it gets cash flow coming faster is a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Wow. I love that. Folks, we're here chatting with Pedram Afshar, and Pedram is co-founder and CEO of Amaka. Pedram, this has been awesome, and we're just, first of all, delighted to have you in Atlanta, but delighted about the solutions you're providing and the help you're giving to businesses and advisors around the globe. Let's get to the most important question: is for those that want to be in touch and learn more, how they can do that.
Just go to our website, amaka.com, amaka.com. And it's quite easy. All our products are listed there. You can get into contact with our team here in the US or wherever else you're listening from. And all our products and services are there. They're all very well supported. So reach out to us and we'll be able to help you.
Pedram Afshar from Amaka. Pedram, this has been fun. Thank you. And informative. Thank you so much for coming on, and congratulations on the great work you and your team are doing.
Thank you very much.
Hey, folks, just a quick reminder for those of you that are looking for a team building experience that does not involve broken bones and twisted ankles and all that good stuff. How about standing around a stainless steel table, seasoning meat and vegetables? Well, that's what happens over at A&S Culinary Concepts. Yes, they do corporate catering, and they've got an award-winning culinary studio, and they do big green egg boot camps, and they do a lot of fun things. But the corporate team building work that they do is fantastic. And what I suggest is call Executive Chef Andrew Traub over there, 678-336-9196. He's in the Johns Creek area, and they've got a beautiful storefront facility, and it's a lot of fun. I've been over there several times, and it's a lot of fun. So give him a call or go to asculinaryconcepts.com for more information. And folks, as we close the show here, just wanted to remind you again, North Fulton Business Radio is the search term for our show on all the major podcast apps. We would love it if you would subscribe and be grateful for that. Thank you. But also share the show. We're the voice of business. We celebrate business, and we love when we get business leaders like Pedram that come in and tell their stories, and we would greatly appreciate it if you would share the show with others who you think that would benefit from it. So for my guest, Pedram Afshar, I'm John Ray. Join us next time here on North Fulton Business Radio.